What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to Grimm. Today we're meeting a very troubled couple on Dr. Phil. You know, it's always fun to just kick back and see how crazy other people's lives are, and this video is no exception. Make sure you watch until the end because these two are honestly both insane. And side note real quick, if you guys enjoy my videos, please consider dropping a like on this. It takes like 2 seconds and helps out the channel and spreads these videos to people that might not be a part of the Grimm squad yet, so that they can get in on the fun too. Alright, without further ado, let's kick things off and meet this couple, shall we?
Is this marriage in trouble?
Of course it is.
Do you threaten her life?
I do. I have made threats like that. Yes.
Whoa, okay, well, you know, we usually start things off, you know, and it's kind of slow as we get to know these people, but Dr. Phil is just starting things off with a bang here. What kind of a question is that? And why did this dude just openly admit to the fact that he has in fact made those types of threats to his own wife? I can already tell this one's gonna be a doozy, bruh. I don't think any normal, well-functioning relationship would involve threats like that. She's not some person you're 1v1ing on Rust and MW2, man. That's your wife. Don't be threatening to 360 YY no-scope her just because you're mad, my G, alright?
You just said, yeah, I threaten her life, but there is no but. You threaten your wife's life? What the is the matter with you?
Not something I'm proud of. Yeah, that's not even. Yeah, it's not fathomable. That's ridiculous. Yes.
Yeah. Go in, Dr. Phil. I'm surprised you didn't kick this guy off the show for this alone. Who actually says that to their spouse? Like, I know I just talked about that, but I'm really trying to grasp my head around this whole situation. No wonder this lady wrote in Dr. Phil begging for help 3 separate times. I mean, she's totally scared to leave him, and I mean, I'm guessing that they have a family too, so it's just sad to see them in this scenario at all. Like, why can't these people just please act like adults? I know that's a lot to ask of people in today's day and age, and I just want them to not fight to the point where one party is legit threatening to take out the other person like a hitman. That's mind-boggling. Like, I've been in some intense verbal battles in my life, but that has never once crossed my mind to say or threaten, mainly because I'm like one of the robots in season 1 of Westworld. Like, I legit couldn't hurt a fly. But that's beyond the point. Let's keep going.
Yeah, it's not fathomable. That's ridiculous. Yes.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. You threaten your wife's life. Yeah, I'm going to end your life is what you say.
Ridiculous, yes. Yes, sir.
Well, at least this moron is admitting and being truthful to the fact that he is a man-child that legit talks to his wife like she's some person on Xbox Live that has been smacking him in Search and Destroy. I really don't get why people don't want to get normal therapy though. Like, why on earth would he want to out himself to be this monster on live television? Dr. Phil, let alone like the biggest show out of this whole genre of television shows. You know for sure everyone he works with and his family with is going to see this clip. Like, that's gonna get out that Doug or whatever this dude's name was on Dr. Phil. Like, word spreads very fast, alright? I wouldn't want to be known as the dude who threatened to take out his own wife on television, but that's just me.
Now think about where you actually believe this relationship is. I want you to walk to that screen and make an X where you think you see the relationship.
Alright, so now Dr. Phil has to introduce some tech into the show. You know, they probably dropped, what, like $50,000 on these screens for the stages and barely used them, so, I mean, he's got to find a use for them somehow.
Wow.
Got it.
And well, to the surprise of nobody, both of them rated their relationship to be pretty far into that red territory. Yeah, I really didn't expect that coming. I mean, they seem to be so happy together. Happy people have fights all the time. That's how relationships work, I thought. Side note, I really don't know if the board glitched or not, but my man's wrote 2 big X's on the far red side of the board. I guess he really wanted to show the audience how he felt. Speak your mind, my dude.
Before you got married, you had friends that said, hey, you don't want to do this.
I mean, hindsight, yeah.
It was going both ways.
Yeah, I'll get to you in a minute.
Okay.
My friends didn't want me to marry her either, Dr. Phil. Shut up, little man. I'll get to you in a minute. First, let's hear how your wife's friends hated your guts before you got married. Oh, I love when Dr. Phil gives people the hand, man. It's like the biggest slap in the face that you could possibly receive on this show. And if he's putting his hand up telling you to shut up, the audience, you know, they always get a quick laugh in on it. And the faces of the people when this happens to them is just the best thing ever. Like, they know they just got clowned on.
When you say you're done, what does that mean?
I'm done dealing with their relationship as far as trying to support them
So right here is the mother-in-law, the wife I should clarify, and I honestly feel bad for this lady. I mean, it seems like these two are still running around like two high schoolers that haven't been able to mature enough to actually talk things out, and they just scream at each other all day. And now this lady, who I will admit is in old age, I mean, it's not like that's a bad thing to say, she is older, she shouldn't have to worry about or have to deal with her own adult daughter and her husband, and she is now being robbed of her enjoyment of her retirement or whatever old people do. But I don't know, maybe she just wants to live her life without feeling like she has to watch over her own daughter because she's with this jerk. By the way, I think they mentioned it earlier, but these two have been together for like 17 years, and by that point, I don't know about you guys, but I think you should have this stuff figured out a little bit better. It's just sad to see that this lady is having to cater to her own daughter rather than live and enjoy her own life.
I'm taking care of your children. I'm stepping up when I know the two of you have difficulty stepping it up and taking care of your children.
I guess all I can say is shout out to this lady who is probably a pretty cool grandma. I mean, it seems like when these two fight, you know, she kind of gets in and removes the kids from the situation and is there for them while the parents are fighting like this endless fight that is just not ever going to stop. It's so sad to see that they can't both just be mature and get some therapy or counseling to help deal with these issues rather than let them get so bad to the point where grandma has to step in out of fear for the children's well-being. But apparently that's the way things have to go.
What do you want?
I want help for myself. I need help. I need tools. I need tools to learn how to... Just tired of the chaos.
So now we got this dude crying because he's apparently so emotional about this relationship and all the problems that they're having. I mean, trust me, I know there's a lot more layers to these two in their relationship, and he's not the only one doing bad things here, but I kind of feel for the dude right now, like, at least from an emotional standpoint. He probably has no way of controlling his emotions, and you know, maybe was never taught as a child how to do that. So now he's an adult, and it's literally causing him to almost get a divorce with his wife as a result.
So what you really want is to have some self-worth again.
I would like some self-worth.
You'll be able to look yourself in the mirror and feel proud?
Yeah, I haven't done that in a long time.
Sheesh, bro. So Dr. Phil is asking this dude how he would feel if he was able to kind of peel back on these emotions and be able to just talk with his wife and not resort back to his caveman brain-like ways where he just shouts and threatens to leave her and all this stuff. And the guy has a really, really sad answer right here. Like, you can tell these are just two broken adults that are having a tough time being together. Makes me feel a lot better about the relationships I've had, at least. I mean, I haven't had to deal with this or be an adult with my emotions before with someone else, so that's a good side effect of being single for a long time, I guess. Because when you live with someone for 17 years and you are fighting all the time, that has to really wear down on you as a person. And now this man's just letting all his emotions out on stage, which is kind of rare to see on this show. Hey, you guys made it pretty far into this video, so thank you so much for watching. Make sure you keep going until the very end, like I said. But real quick, I'm going to challenge you to like this video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell in the next 5 seconds. And if you can do all of that fast enough, I'm going to reward you with your very own pet tiger. It's super cool to own, but also very expensive and dangerous, so I guess good luck on convincing your parents to keep it. Kidding, of course. I think owning one of those is illegal in most states, but anyways, let's get back into the video.
Both of you, I'm sorry to tell you, but both of you are emotionally very immature.
Well, at least he says it to their face so that both of them can finally hear this, because I kind of get the notion that neither of them knew this at all. But, you know, age really isn't an indicator of maturity, you guys. I hope that I can spread that message to everyone, because it's true, especially when it comes to how people are emotionally. Like, I have met my fair share of older people that I talk to, and I'm like, I'm supposed to look up to this person? Like, how did this person survive on this earth for this long with a mindset like that? This is like speaking to an 8-year-old in a 40-year-old's body. Like, seriously, I swear, I have met some people with Benjamin Button's disease or something, because there is definitely a very, very large group of adults out there that just don't have a clue of what's going on in this world. And these two are both suffering from that, and then they found each other and got married and had 6 kids. So since both of them didn't realize how immature they were, all this stuff just combined into this bad situation where they are both left miserable day in and day out and don't really know a solution. So that's why they came to the show, I guess.
This situation needs a hero, and it needs to be you.
Once again, my man Dr. Phil hits it out of the park here, man. Like, there's only one way out of this, and that's for both parties, but mainly the guy here, to get some seriously needed therapy and find a way to work out these emotions so that they are both just not, you know, blowing up at each other at a moment's notice pretty much every time something slightly bad happens to them. Like, there are seriously so many stressors and triggers out there for bad emotions, especially when you're an adult. Like your kids can be annoying, you know, work sucks, you hate your boss, money problems, health issues. I could go on. And when you don't know how to process that stuff and you have your spouse fighting with you over all of it, it just leads to these super heated arguments like we talked about in the beginning, it pretty much turns into a post-match lobby on MW2 where you're just calling each other names and threatening each other. And I mean, that's no way to live. I honestly don't know what happened to these two, but I just know that they at least got some information about their situation. And you know, I'm sure Dr. Phil was able to hook them up with some connections of his so that they can receive some really, really good counseling since they desperately need it. But that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know what you guys thought of it. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, peace out.